I've never been known for my cautious side. You should know that I'm well aware. I don't want anything left untried. Will you come with me, mon cher? So let us just do my love and not stop thinking of this over.
Good morning, folks. This was pretty much the last part of the interior. The bench in the salon. The rest is gone, pretty much. The rest is now more or less cosmetic. Little tiny parts I still have to remove, especially the leftovers from the bathrooms. I have to grind it, and this will be quite painful because this kind of glue they used, I think this is something for eternity. Anyway, it's a huge step now since everything is empty. I mentioned the other day I'm thinking about sanding the interior completely, and once this is done I can finally start to measure everything. Once I know the exact dimension, I can start to figure out how the layout of the boat will become. This multi-tool is fantastic, but eventually it does get quite hot if you cut through glass fiber, and then it's basically gone. I don't know how many I used already of those cutters, but I'm afraid I need 100 more. As you can see, Celina is almost empty. We really turned her inside out. Just a few panels remain, like these ones on the port lights, but to get rid of those I obviously have to disassemble the port lights first, and the rest, as these items here, some leftovers from the bathroom, I just have to sand them or use the angle grinder. The rest is pretty much what the heck? They are quite hollow. I think this seems to be quite okay, but that one, this one, is definitely rotten. I can stick my finger in there and there's no resistance. There's like, this one is even wet. Nice. All the structural elements seem to be completely rotten from the inside. The only thing which is still remaining is basically just the glass fiber. It is quite obvious when they installed these elements some, what is it now, 36 years ago, they did not seal all those holes. Those holes were used eventually for some tubes, electric cables for the bumps, but as I said, none of them was properly sealed. Now the plywood is completely gone. I hope we can see that on the video. And that obviously requires a complete new structural build-up from the very beginning. Incredible. Good morning, folks. New day, new luck. Yesterday I found out that the structural elements are basically rotten, and today I already ordered plywood. I'm gonna use this Okume marine style plywood, 18 millimeters, and basically I'm gonna double it more or less. And I'm thinking about applying 8, maybe 10 layers of glass fiber just to be on the safe side. I didn't really expect it, but hey, that's boat job, I guess. At the end, it's obviously extra work, but it should not be a big of a deal. This is the wood I ordered. I have ordered already 60 square meters of plywood. These are 18 millimeters and 12 millimeters of plywood. This is the Okume or marine style plywood, which is already kind of waterproof, but of course I have to treat it with epoxy later on. These elements will now be cut in order to make these elements for the structural elements for the boat, and these will be reinforced then with glass fiber. After we cut all those pieces for the structural elements, it's now time to glue them together. Good morning, folks. Last time I tried to remove one of my railing support, and next day it started to rain. Of course, I did forget to seal this hole, and now I have water in my boat. What a pity. Since the boat is now completely empty, I was able to figure out the approximate layout. In order to have the correct layout I really want, I have to get rid of some of the port lights and some of those windows in the deck as well. Where I'm standing right now is going to be a master bedroom, a little bit bigger than it used to be. So I'm thinking about applying the wall somewhere around here, which makes it up to 25 centimeters longer. And then I don't have enough space for the windows anymore. Adjacent will be the splitted galley. Here should be the sink, while on the port side I'm thinking about installing the oven, freezers and fridge. Aft section of course will be the salon. It's pretty much where it used to be anyway, just a little bit of a different layout, while opposite I'm gonna put my bathroom. In the aft section I will keep one cabin I used to have, while on the other side I will have my technical compartment. I'm standing now in the technical compartment, where I'm gonna put a wall here to separate the salon from this technical compartment, and there are two windows in this case which I need to close. As you can see, the engine needs a major overhaul. It is very rusty and I don't really know when the last maintenance check was done. A lot of dust after all this grinding and sanding inside Celina's hull. The engine is covered with dust and it needs to be replaced for a massive overhaul anyway. Lots of pieces which needs to be exchanged or replaced, cables and sensors, and that's why it has to be removed. For that I have to unscrew all those bolts. We're gonna lift the motor out and into the garage. The fuel lines are still attached. They have to be removed as well. So does the gear lever.
It's bloody freezing. I guess this is one of the last boat jobs I'm gonna do for this year. It's basically a heart surgery. Celina's engine will be removed for an overhaul during the winter time. The crane is here, and right now we just have to basically play a little bit of Tetris in order to get the engine out of the compartment. Let's see.
What an interesting year this was. After I sailed Celina more than 1,500 nautical miles across the Mediterranean, she was finally put on a truck and delivered to Austria. What followed was an intense 8 months refit project, which included demolishing Celina's interior, closing 14 through holes and fairing the entire hull. We applied 7 layers of osmosis and anti-fouling treatment, and we had the engine removed for an overhaul. This is, however, just the beginning of the refit project and will be continued next year. Celina needs some structural repair concerning the frame, and I plan to introduce major improvements which I need for my cruise around the world. So stay tuned for more, don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching.
And see where this road